You sit at the kitchen table, illuminated by the harsh glow of a laptop screen, staring at a relentless stack of statements. Credit cards, a car loan, maybe a lingering medical bill. Each one demands a minimum payment, and together they form a suffocating weight that makes the end of every month feel like a high-wire act without a net. The anxiety is palpable, a tight knot in your chest as you mentally calculate how much of your paycheck is already promised to someone else before it even hits your bank account. You are not alone in this feeling of being trapped by your own obligations. Millions of people look at multiple bills and simply do not know where to begin, paralyzed by the sheer volume of numbers. But there is a direct, actionable escape route from this cycle of financial anxiety. It requires no specialized degree, just a willingness to change your perspective on how you handle your money month to month. The debt snowball method is that exact escape route. This strategy is a highly effective debt reduction approach where you pay off your accounts in order from the smallest balance to the largest, completely ignoring the interest rates. You commit to making the minimum required payments on every single account you owe, except for the one with the smallest balance. For that smallest debt, you attack it with every extra dollar you can find in your budget until it is completely gone. It is a tactical strike against your financial burdens, designed to give you immediate, visible progress. This approach might seem counterintuitive at first glance. Financial experts often point out that the mathematically optimal choice is to pay off the debt with the highest interest rate first, a strategy known as the debt avalanche. But personal finance is rarely just about pure mathematics. It is deeply rooted in human behavior, psychology, and the emotional exhaustion of feeling financially stuck. Explaining the psychological power of the debt snowball method comes down to one crucial element, which is the undeniable thrill of a quick victory. When you are exhausted by financial stress, you do not need a spreadsheet. You need hope. To set this system in motion, you must first confront the numbers head-on by creating a comprehensive list of everything you owe. Write down the outstanding balances for your credit card debt, student loans, and personal lines of credit, ordering them strictly from the smallest total amount to the largest. Do not worry about the annual percentage rates or the monthly fees right now. Your only focus is identifying that lowest balance at the very top of your list. This is your primary target, the vulnerability in the wall of debt standing between you and financial peace. This targeted approach strips away the complexity of managing multiple due dates and variable interest rates, distilling your financial battle down to one single, beatable opponent at a time. Once your target is locked, you must implement a zero-based budget. This is a budgeting method where your income minus your expenses equals zero, meaning every single dollar you earn is assigned a specific job before the month even begins. By giving your money strict instructions, you will inevitably uncover hidden cash flow that was previously slipping through the cracks of impulsive spending or forgotten subscriptions. You take all of that newly discovered cash and hurl it directly at your primary target, while diligently maintaining the minimum payments on the rest of your list. The magic happens when that first, smallest balance reaches zero. You cross that name off your list forever, and the emotional relief is immediate and profound. You have just manufactured a tangible, undeniable win, proving to yourself that the cycle of borrowing can actually be broken. This single victory fundamentally alters your relationship with money, replacing overwhelming anxiety with a surge of confident momentum. You realize that you actually possess the discipline and the capability to change your financial trajectory. Now, you take the exact amount of money you were pouring into that eliminated account and add it to the minimum payment of the next smallest balance on your list. This creates the snowball effect. Just like a snowball rolling down a snow-covered hill, your repayment power gathers mass and speed with every rotation. As each account is wiped out, the amount of cash you have available to attack the next tier grows exponentially larger, turning a modest monthly contribution into an unstoppable financial force. The mathematics of this momentum are undeniable, but the true value lies in how it fundamentally rewrites your daily financial habits and fortifies your resolve to never return to a life of borrowing. However, this accumulating momentum is fragile and requires absolute discipline to protect. A frequent stumbling block on this journey is the temptation to take on new obligations while simultaneously trying to clear the old ones. Swiping a credit card for a lifestyle upgrade while you are in the middle of a repayment plan completely neutralizes your progress. You must freeze all new borrowing, recognizing that compound interest is actively working against you. Compound interest is the interest on a loan or deposit calculated based on both the initial principal and the accumulated interest from previous periods. When you hold balances, compound interest acts as an invisible headwind, making your balances grow faster than you can pay them down if you lose focus. If you allow that invisible headwind to persist, you leave yourself entirely exposed to broader economic pressures. Consider the silent theft of inflation, which is the general increase in prices and fall in the purchasing power of money over time. When your income is tied up in servicing past spending, you have no buffer to absorb the rising costs of groceries, housing, and energy. Eliminating what you owe is not just a personal relief strategy. It is a vital defensive maneuver against macroeconomic forces that threaten to erode your standard of living and keep you trapped in a cycle of dependency. Many academic critics argue that ignoring interest rates costs you more money in the long run, and on a spreadsheet, they are technically correct. But studies in behavioral economics consistently reveal that individuals who use the debt snowball method are far more likely to actually finish their repayment journey. In fact, research indicates that over 78.5% of successful debt elimination stories rely heavily on behavioral momentum rather than pure mathematical optimization. The sheer motivation generated by crossing items off a list sustains the difficult behavioral changes required to succeed. Achieving financial freedom demands consistent action over a long period, and the psychological reinforcement of small wins is the fuel that keeps you moving forward when willpower inevitably fades. As your snowball demolishes the middle of your list, you will begin to see a dramatic shift in your overall financial picture. Your net worth, which is the total value of all your assets minus all your liabilities, will steadily climb out of the negative territory. You are no longer just treading water. You are actively building a foundation for future prosperity. The massive cash flow that was once scattered across a dozen different lenders is now consolidating into a single, powerful tool under your direct control, ready to be deployed for your own benefit rather than enriching a banking institution. Picture the day you reach the final, largest item on your list. By this point, your repayment snowball has grown to a massive size, composed of the minimum payments from every single account you have already conquered, plus all your extra budgeted cash. You are striking this final giant with thousands of dollars a month. The process that started with agonizingly slow progress on a tiny medical bill has transformed you into a highly disciplined wealth builder. The finish line is no longer a distant dream. It is an impending reality rapidly approaching with every aggressive payment you make. When that final payment clears, you experience a profound paradigm shift. The crushing weight is entirely gone, replaced by a profound sense of security and absolute control over your own labor. You have successfully navigated the emotional and mathematical hurdles of the financial system, reclaiming your income for yourself. The echoes of compound interest are no longer a threat, and the zero-based budget that guided your early choices is now a tool for building incredible prosperity. You stand at the threshold of a completely new life, free from the chains of past consumer decisions. Every paycheck you earn now belongs entirely to you, ready to be deployed toward your actual dreams rather than servicing the ghost of a lifestyle you could not truly afford. Your final actionable step is to redirect that massive, unstoppable snowball toward your future. Instead of sending that money to a bank, you begin sending it to your own investment accounts. You can now focus on asset allocation, which is an investment strategy that aims to balance risk and reward by apportioning a portfolio's assets according to an individual's goals, risk tolerance, and investment horizon. By investing the exact same amount you were using to eliminate your past, you rapidly accelerate your journey toward lasting wealth, proving that the habits forged in the depths of financial struggle are the exact same habits required to achieve permanent financial freedom.